Hello! Welcome back to the channel. This is a Patreon funded video, so a huge thank you to everyone over at Patreon for making this possible. So, Pokemon DLC has been announced. It's something that Pokemon has desperately needed for years, and until now has not actually been possible. So, firstly we need to look at the bigger picture!
It is useless to challenge me.
It's not gonna end like this, Mewtwo! We won't let it!
Pokemon is not just a game. Pokemon is an anime and a game. In fact, the anime was made to sell the game, in part because there's no fucking story in Red and Blue. A really good example of this, alongside obviously Team Rocket, who is on the screen right now, is Brock, the Rock gym leader from Red, Blue and Yellow.
Forget the bus. If you'd like to stay dry, there's plenty of room under my frying pan if we get real close.
That's not the priority in the game. It's about catching shit and then fighting. I really like the changes that they tried with Sun and Moon, but it was weird. Don't get me wrong, it was weird. We had Pikachu and Eevee Let's Go, which were both great, especially as an original Pokemon player. It was nice to go back and see like a HD version of the whole thing with awesome sound, like remastered sound, all of that. But that felt a little bit easy in comparison. That was the criticism for that. And I'm also very excited about Mystery Dungeon being remastered. It is definitely the time in which we would be expecting something like a DLC or an expansion, depending on what you want to call it. This is the time. Nintendo is starting to be more aware of modern gaming as well, which I feel that the Switch contributed massively to. This is definitely the time that we would be expecting something like a DLC. It is something that would be sensible for Nintendo to try as part of their zhuzhing up of the franchise. In Sword and Shield, there's also quite an emphasis on personal growth of characters and continuing narratives of both protagonists and antagonists. Some people are redeemable. You don't really get that with the older Pokemon games, or not necessarily in that depth. You certainly don't go on a magical adventure with a load of other champions in a very specific way. However, the anime does.
We're sorry you lost.
No need to worry. You know that. I just had a less than great day out there, and that's all. Come on, Kenny. You've got to get ready for the second round.
Okay, I hear ya.
So it feels like in Sword and Shield they're trying to inject more of that anime in. Again, it makes sense to me that at this point in time, when they're making so many changes and trying so many different things, that we would see a DLC. It's going to be 2 parts. You can buy them together. I've already done it. I will happily say I've pre-ordered these, so judge me at that if you want. We're going to be getting the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. So the Isle of Armor is going to be coming out in June, and then Crown Tundra is going to be potentially autumn/fall, so September, November 2020. So we're getting them both this year. They are separate storyline expansions in new regions, which is very exciting. There's going to be new characters, new Pokemon. Both DLCs introduce over 200 Pokemon into Sword and Shield, including what appears to be Zapdos, Articuno and Moltres with new forms and possibly Gigantamax forms as well. If you're also a fan of the legendary Titans, there does appear to be 2 new forms coming as well, possibly tied into a temple and maybe some storyline. You're going to be able to go on raids with friends into Pokemon dens in co-op mode. Co-op mode? What the fuck? The spirit of the anime is with us! Kaiju, get to the Speaking of the spirit of the anime and shouting uselessly into the void like Ash, it's time for a quick side segment, as I've just opened a Displate affiliate store. Displate manufactures metal prints in loads of sizes and designs. In fact, the website has over 800,000 designs from over 35,000 artists. Displate prints are lightweight, flexible, and come with a safe wall magnet mounting system that allows you to hang your posters without hassle. As someone who lives in an older house with some dodgy walls, they have been a complete breath of fresh air, and the flexibility when hanging them has allowed me to adjust print positions to make sure they're perfectly aligned. If you're eco-friendly and you like to put nature and Pokemon first, you'll also be delighted to know that Displate plants a tree every time you buy a print. They are now at 11.8 million trees. By working with Trees for the Future and the Forest Garden Project, your purchases help Displate provide biodiversity for endangered creatures, counteract deforestation, and also help people in poverty earn a living and grow their own sustainable food. Snorlax would be delighted. In line with the theme of this video, I have collated a Pokemon collection along with a few others that I love from across the site, so go check them out using the affiliate link below, see what you think. Any purchases made via that link directly support the channel. Plus, in line with this launch, I've also managed to wrangle a special deal until Tuesday, March 17th. If you buy one Displate using that affiliate link, you will automatically get 21% off. If you buy 2 or more, you will get 31% off your order. You can pick up all these amazing designs on screen right now at my affiliate link. Again, video description. Go check it out. And if you do pick something up, thank you very much in advance. And now, back to the video. So why is this the first Pokemon game that gets DLC then? The easy answer is, it's on the Switch. It's the first dedicated Switch game, and the Switch has the ability to digitally patch a game in the way that cartridges, not so much. They don't mix so well with expansion/DLC products, so of course this would be the game. If we were ever getting an expansion, this is when we would start seeing them. And I actually quite like the idea, because I refer you back to the spirit of the anime from earlier. Likeable characters, despite story failings.
We can win! We can win! Victory! Our time has come at last!
Yeah! We're gonna grab the big brass ring!
We have ongoing character relationships which develop, including Hop, Bede, and so forth. Personal growth. We get to take these people not necessarily all the way through to the expansions, because quite a lot of them will probably stay behind, but we're not losing those relationships. We're not having to basically start a brand new game again, which is the main thing I think for a lot of us. We get to take our Pokemon with us into a new adventure. The Pokemon that we've spent maybe 100 hours on. It's a really good idea. So to me it makes sense, not just from a hardware-software perspective, but also from a lore and canon perspective. It's a welcoming game. It's the game that you want your kids to play for Pokemon. I like the fact that I meet a couple of people at the start and we go all the way through together in some way. The whole championship in general is better. It's not just kids wandering through the woods on their own, which just seems madness.
Hey! Get out of there!
It feels like a seasonal event as part of a community. People welcome each other. They wave you off. They're like, oh, well done, or oh my god, it's you, I've heard about you. It feels so much more cohesive, but also, it feels like a championship. People know who you are. It's just much better in general, I think, for a 12-year-old. It's a nice environment for them to have for Pokemon. There's some quite hardcore protagonist-antagonist combos in some of the older games. It's quite unforgiving at times. It is nice to see one that is perhaps a little bit more accessible to everyone, and also for kids, that they can have a nice time and they're not crying because someone's just knocked out Charmander, you know? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm getting old and it's making me soft. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But I feel like this is a good basis, and I feel like adding expansions to this is going to be cool. Now, there are going to be people out there, as a counterpoint to why this game for DLC, who are going to go, it's not supposed to be DLC, it's missing content that they didn't have time to put in, that they're now trying to repackage and sell us for a price. I mean, you could have definitely had it as a full game if you wanted. You would have had it for maybe twice the price you've already paid for Sword and Shield versus actually being a little bit cheaper as an expansion pass. You could be adding more time, more resources. Crunch culture is bad enough as it is. You don't need to be adding to that further. It potentially could have been more delayed. We may never have got that. It's worth pointing out that there was no launch title for Pokemon on the Switch because at the time they didn't have any confidence in the Switch. That's from the actual Pokemon company. They're already working on a delay. That's partly why we probably got Let's Go as a distraction technique whilst they worked on Sword and Shield. The big complaint is, oh, my 200 Pokemon that you're locking away behind a paywall. Number one, we know that actually you will be able to trade for those if you don't have DLC, so it doesn't matter. And number two, if that's all you saw or heard when you've seen the trailers, then I don't think anyone can help you. If you're so focused on 200 Pokemon versus all the other features they're bringing in, maybe this is not the space or the fan base for you. Maybe you need to take your toxic ass elsewhere and get some perspective, because it's just like you obviously don't care about the game or the devs. It's entitled bullshit. I can't remember all the Pokemons. I don't know types. I can sort of do some. I can't do like modern types and gens and all that shit. I don't know what Pokemon's from which generation. I'm thrilled by the fact that I'm getting 200 Pokemon slightly later, so I have a chance at learning the 400 in the bloody game already. Calm your fucking selves down. It is an organic and sensible way to extend gameplay. Other games do it. No one's shouting in the fucking void. In the old days, we used to have expansions for everything. No one cared. Then it became a DLC. Suddenly it became some sort of mad paywall shit versus it being an additional huge contained add-on to a game. And it's in part that rhetoric that hasn't helped. The fact that, you know, it's got a negative association. Look at The Witcher and its expansions. No one was crying about those. They added loads more stuff to the game. It's not just 200 Pokemon that you're getting given on a platter. As I said, you can get those without expansions anyway. So that point is moot. I'm more interested in being able to take my team into a new place, maybe add to it, maybe not. Again, spirit of the anime! It's nice to not just throw your Pokemon in the bin at the end of the game. It's nice to go, I'll see you guys in a couple of months, we're going on a new adventure. How is that not fun? How is that not exciting? I feel like a piece of shit sometimes where I'm like, well, I'm done with the game. Buy all the Pokemon I caught and are living digitally in somewhere I will never care about again. Goodbye! I feel like if you're interested in this, then make your own mind up. Obviously, I've told you. I've said I've pre-ordered it. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think the expansion pass is going to mean bigger and better things for Pokemon going forwards if it's a success. I love the idea that we're going to have maybe less core Pokemon games every year, every couple of years, and more in line with an existing game which we're adding to. We won't truly know until it's actually out and implemented, but having played other expansion packs on the Switch, I can't see any reason why it wouldn't work. Do let me know your thoughts below on the whole thing. Do you agree that it's drama for the sake of drama? Do you think the expansion is a good idea? Would you pick it up yourself? And if you already know about both of the expansions, which one are you most excited for? Let me know below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, a huge thank you for your patience, because I am fully aware it's been quite a while since I did a video on the channel. I am incredibly busy across the board. We've done a lot of charity streams over on Twitch as well, so that has all been taking up quite a lot of my time. And I'm hoping that now I can get back into the flow of creating unique content for YouTube. And the way I am now doing that in 2020 is via Patreon, which is a website that you can use to support content creators and the work that they produce. Please check the video description for a link to my Patreon. You'll be able to check out all the different tiers if you wish to support in any way, and you can also set monthly limits on the amount that you support as well, so you don't need to worry about being out of pocket. Thank you so much to my Patreons. You guys voted for this video, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. And an extra special thank you to Rachel, Cynical Lawman, Jaspirso Hanpal, Flying Boomkin, Liam Hall, Harmless Nightshade, Nate Aguilar, Liam Pillsbury, Lars Eric, Ashley Kenworthy, Matthew Manier, and Mate. Thank you guys for all your support. I hope you've enjoyed this video. YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Drop it a like if you have. Let me know your thoughts on the video below. Don't forget the display offer either, which is also in the video description. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.